But yes, it was very tricky. I say it was like a emotional and psychological tightrope, a mental tightrope of negotiating. Because also too, right, I didn't...
Sir, I don't understand.
That's glaringly apparent.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
It's so nice to meet you, Divine. I'm Becca Salas. Thank you so much for having me here. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, sweetheart?
Hi, Paul. It's so nice to meet you. My name is Becca Salas. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
One of the things that I loved the most was this amazing comedic and dramatic timing of the dialogues, especially your lines, are delivered with such a precision that can make a scene full of drama, full of sadness, really funny or really devastating. I think it's amazing how the three of you deliver their lines. How much room for improvisation did you have with your character, and how was the development of this comedic time of this rhythm?
Yeah. Alexander takes a lot of time and care with the script. And there's a lot of, they develop over a long time. He wrote this with another guy. The other guy really was his script, and then Alexander worked on it with him. He's very, very particular about it. So there is no improvising once you're shooting. Maybe there will be every now and then something might pop out, and he might keep it or he might not. But he wants you to stick to the script. When you're rehearsing it, we rehearse for about 2 weeks. So if you want to do that kind of thing then and try things out, you can. And if he likes something, if you agree that you like something, he'll put it in the script so that it's in there, so that it's very clean and clear. You don't have to, all you need to do is rely on that script. It tells you what to do. It's so well written, it tells you the timing. It tells you everything you need to do. You just need to stand out of the way. And then he finds people who can deliver the stuff. So he got Dominic, and he got Divine, who's got amazing comic timing. And she plays this very serious character, but she has these great sort of funny moments and stuff. So, it's a combination of things, but a lot of it is just starting in the script. I'm glad it seems improvised, because I think a lot of people think it is, but it's not. It seems like it. That's great.
I think that Mary made me think that being able to be heard while angry, it's a privilege.
Yes.
Because, Paul has this platform where he can be angry. Angus has all the money in the world and he can be angry. But Mary is surrounded by all this privilege that she doesn't want to be there. She wants to be angry. I would like to ask you, what do you think about that? And how did you manage the balance between the anger of your character, but also this comedic, perfect timing that she has?
That's very astute of you. Felt that, but I've never before put that into words. I didn't know how to. So thank you for that. It is a privilege. It is to be able to voice how you feel, and it's a beautiful journey for her that she slowly gets to. You're right. It's the anger part, right? It's one thing to communicate. She begins to, as the movie goes along, communicate and share more and more. However, that anger, she really is tempering it. And I was tempering it and my emotions. There would take some times where I would, and he would, no, it's too much. Bring it back. It was tough. It was almost life or art imitating life, however you want to say it. Life imitating art, in the sense that, not that I was walking around angry, but restraint, limitations, boundaries. That it felt like they could be much more free in their bodies as their characters, where for me, it was paring a lot down. I'm much more sporadic and all over the place, and I talk really fast in real life and lots of energy, and I had to really strip away and slow down, and it was uncomfortable for good reasons. But yes, it was very tricky. I say it was like a emotional and psychological tightrope, a mental tightrope of negotiating. Because also too, right, I didn't innately that if I just sat there and cried or screamed and yelled, you guys wouldn't get, you, the viewer, would not get the experience that you were meant to have. And so much so that, interestingly enough, it is stated that if you want someone to feel, you show them you fighting it. You don't do it. Because in you fighting it, the viewer will do it for you. Does that make sense? So if you want somebody to be moved to tears, you fight back the tears. Because once you've cried, you're crying for them. And so there were often times where it would really well up in me and I had to suppress it. And I think then, right, hopefully that's where this interesting things, gems started to come out, because it was in the restraint and uncomfortability of building and portraying this very complicated and full woman.
And you know, one of the things that I really love about your character, this idea that he's a really awful and terrific professor, because my mom used to tell me that very rigid and strict teachers were the best ones because they were the ones that will be remembered for all the eternity. But I think that Paul in the movie really starts to think if it's worth it to be remembered as a pain in the gut.
That's true. I think he doesn't care at first. I think he's one of these guys who's very proud of being disliked, because I think he thinks that's a part of conveying knowledge to people. But I think he does change his mind a little bit as things go on. Yes, I mean, he recognizes the humanity in the students. Maybe he would start teaching in a different way. But I do think your mother's not wrong. I mean, I do remember all of those teachers better. I really do. And I think they were better teachers because I remember a lot of what I was taught by them. But it's not great that it was kind of beaten into you. But, you know, but I don't think she's wrong.
And that's interesting because it made me think that the professors and acting have really very similarities, because in the end they are presenting or communicating something about not only about the things they are teaching, but also about themselves, and have to really get a really strong and fast connection with a lot of kids for a long period of time.
That's true. Yeah. And then also you have this intense involvement with people and then they all go away, which is also like acting too. And it's like, and one of the saddest things in this movie is the fact that it's never said, but he's never going to see that kid again. And the kid's never going to see him again. And it's like, and that happens over and over and over again as a teacher. And it happens over and over and over again as an actor. But I also think it's interesting you say that, because he has a real performative persona. He has, you know, even the bow tie and everything is a kind of an act, you know, because he's a little different outside of the classroom. When he gets in the classroom, he puts on this whole sort of act, you know, and it's like he's acting for them in some ways. It's interesting.
I hope to see you really in this Oscar season. In this award season, I hope to see you in the forefront, because you really deserve it. And thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you, sweetheart. So nice to meet you. Thank you.
It was a really pleasure and an honor to be talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Likewise.
And thank you so much for your movie.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Do not cross the Rubicon.
The Holdovers.